Hey, welcome back. We are back on with Mr. Risk himself, Mick, for shoulder tap. Mick, let's get right into it. How are we doing today?
What up, Andre? I'm great.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Okay. Took some house account trades. One winner, one loser. Down house account's down about $2,000 today, which is we can manage that. But let's talk risk. Let's talk traders. We have a shout outs today. Let's get into this. Markets are
That's
looking
what
to the
we're here for.
downside. Yeah, how we doing? How we looking overall? First of all, real quick, give me a quick overview of how you think our live traders are doing on the whole. Don't do specific numbers. Are you seeing more red or are you seeing more green on the board? Or is it 50-50? Just
So
from what you can
today
bring.
it's a little bit more red on the board today, no doubt. We
Okay,
don't have. I mean, I've got some shout outs, but there's a lot of
cool.
people that hit the daily loss limit, especially in those bigger accounts. So yeah, I mean, it's not a great day today, but anything can change. It's still early in the day. Well, actually, we're midday. I was thinking we're back on the 10:30 a.m. time slot, but it's the noon time slot. So we got the close. So yeah, but Andre, overall, a little bit red on the day today. It's not, that happens. It's not always the case, but these markets were a little tricky. We had the employment cost index that came out today. I will say that number, along with
Mhm.
Canadian GDP, we didn't have anybody in the live accounts trading the Canadian dollar, but one of our traders who I've talked about quite a bit lately, that guy Nathan, who was in a live account, who was up 57 grand
Yep.
early
Amazing.
last week. I ended up cutting him off at 10,500 in profits. He's been having a really rough go in this live account. And then a little salt on the wound this morning. He had 15 on coming into that number. He was long. Market flushed against him.
Mhm.
Auto liquidators triggered. There was a lot of slippage. It was an $8,200 loss for him today. So he went $5,200 past the daily loss limit. And I think this is a good thing to talk about. I mean, we as traders
Okay.
need to. First thing I did when I was trading for myself full time, when I was at the prop firm, and then with the hedge fund, you're always looking at the economic release calendar. You
Right.
have to know what's coming out. You have to know who's talking. That's like job number one before you open up your trading platforms.
Yep.
What's happening out there
Yep.
that's going to affect my market? So you don't want to get caught off guard. If you're going to keep anything on into those positions, get a stop in.
Yes.
This is a stellar example of what kind of slippage people could have. $5,200 on a 15 lot like that. So
Yep.
for everybody watching, put your stops in. We like always having stops in on open positions, and just do not get caught off guard. Nathan's in a bad shape. Going from that $57,000 winning day when he had 74 grand in the account. He obviously didn't, walk away with a lot of that day, but he's now in about a week's time, he's got about a $6,800 account balance, and at this rate, with daily loss limits that he hits regularly, we'll probably be talking about this account later with a gravestone on it, because I don't see with what he's doing, unless he has another home run day. He's bleeding this account out, and he's not making
Probably.
adjustments,
Yeah.
to pump the brakes. So there's a lot to say there, but I'm not going to focus on him today. I did want to
Yeah.
share. I do have some shout outs though. So
Let's do it.
on a positive note, Orialis up 4,500 bucks in their live account today. Howe is up 3,200. Last
Mm.
I looked, and I was in a meeting, so I might not have the most updated P&Ls, but Dakota was up 2 Gs. Nicholas up 3,200. Isaac Rivera up 1,800, and then Dennis up 1,800.
Okay.
That first person I mentioned there, Orialis, is
Mm.
actually someone I want to feature on our first card today, Andre. Um, Very happy for her for a couple reasons.
Okay. Let's pull it
Today
up.
is her biggest winning day in the live account.
Wow.
Yeah, nice day, 4,500. And she's also made new account highs too. She's got about 16K in her account, a little north of there. So she hasn't been in the account too long.
Mm.
From what we've seen, though, average daily P&L 35 bucks only. And that's
Okay.
because she's had, today's day 5 for her in the live account. So she's had $1,000 winning day, $885 winning day, a $1,500 winning day. Yesterday was a $3,300 loss. So she had 3 nice winning days, 3
Mhm.
small steps forward, 1 big step back. Today, she obviously got her payback and she's up 4,500. So that's good. I'm really happy for that. Um, the metrics are nice here. Again, it's a short sample size with today only being day 5.
Mhm.
75% winning days, 70% winning trades. I would really like to see, and this goes back to me saying these small steps forward, but one big
Right.
step back. It's 70% winning trades and 75% winning days. She really shouldn't be in a position where she's got an average net P&L of $35 per day. So I want to see adjustments from her in this account. She can obviously put up big numbers, like I've rattled off, and then especially today. But this early on, no business risking 3,300 like she did yesterday. That's
Right.
something she's really going to have to contain and keep an eye on to keep pushing forward. But we liked her trading in the XFA, and overall, she's profitable here. But I can always nitpick and critique where there's areas for opportunity to grow and get better. So speaking of areas to get better, so far, average winning trade is only 185 bucks per contract, where the average losing trades 308. So we've got a case of risk reward being skewed. Again, it's only day 5 today, so we could see that quickly change if she makes some small adjustments. But Aurealis, that's definitely something to be looking at. You don't want to be risking almost 1.5 times as much on your losing trades per contract. So that's the biggest piece that I've got here to talk about for her.
Okay.
And then containing the early blowups. I think I already covered that. Just right now shouldn't be risking $3,000. We don't want to see you hitting that daily loss limit. Today's $4,500 in profits is going to goose the average daily P&L or the average winning day. But we as traders, rule of thumb, you never want your losses to be greater than your average winning day.
Yep.
So that's something else to keep in mind.
I like
Andre, I
this.
don't know.
I
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you said I think you touched on some of the adjustments you want to see, so we're good there. Contain early blowups and consider the personal loss limit. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. This is January 2023. Okay, we can move on to the next one. I think I had the question, what adjustments would you like to see while you're going there? But you actually answered them. So
Beat you
no,
to it.
you did. Hey, that's
Yeah,
good stuff. Good
I
vibes. Good. We're in sync here, and we don't need to be redundant. We can keep moving on.
I like that she's trading ones and twos. She's only
Right.
taking, 7.5 trades on average per day, really short hold times. It's 10 minutes in the winners, 11 minutes in the losers. But just want to see her, get in front of this before, anything bad happens. But again, we're talking about someone who's just put up their biggest winning day in the live account and made new equity highs in the
There
live
you go.
account. So I just wanted to share some good news there. The next trader, I'd like to pull up Gianni. Gianni trading out of Salerno, Italy. Um,
Paisan. Paisan. Vic, I
so
like it.
yeah, Giovanni. Look at this trade
Giovanni.
report, Andre. Yeah,
Very good.
Giovanni.
Salerno. Oh,
Um,
beautiful. Salerno, Italy. My goodness. Looks gorgeous.
yeah, it looks really nice. Never been there myself. Been to a couple
Mhm.
places around the boot, but Salerno. I
The
know
boot.
the boot.
Oh, that
uh,
came off way too slick. All right, go on. Sorry. Please, please.
um,
Mm,
yeah, I know Hodgman's favorite pizza place here in Chicago is Salerno's.
yes.
So I'll have to let him know about this. One of our new traders that we called up to live yesterday. This is just really, really good trading here. They've got 45 days that they had under their belt in the XFA. Sorry, I keep reaching my ear here. My hood's pulling my headphones
Ah,
or my earplugs out.
wardrobe malfunction. Hey, real quick, we're starting to see perhaps another push to the lows here in Nasdaq. We're about 5 or 10 points off the lows here, but we did just get seeing some sell pressure come in. S&P is about 2 points off the lows here, trading 50.94 with the lows of 50.91 half. We'll keep you posted. We've seen it follow through the downside, but please, Mick, while you adjusted your equipment, let's talk about Giovanni.
Yeah, so I mean, there's really nothing but great stuff to say here, and this is kind of like textbook what I want to see out of a trader in many facets of their trading. Um, I'll just go right to it. It's kind of like the jab, jab, jab mentality, like small winners, small winners, small winners, small winners.
Right.
They're putting
Yes.
up 76% winning days, only 58% winning trades, but the risk reward is there. It's 190 bucks on the winners, only a buck 25 on the losses per contract. They're trading one lots and two lots.
Okay.
On average, They're only taking like 11 trades a day, and that's pretty good for someone who's trading on a short time frame. If you look at the hold times, Andre, it's like 4 minutes in the winners, a minute and a half on the losers. So
4 minutes
they're
winners, minute and a
definitely,
half on losers. Yep. Okay. Good.
yeah. So I have to think that they're looking at probably a 1 minute chart, which while I don't really like that, the risk rewards there, and they're profitable over half the time. So typically, Andre, and I'll kind of just share with everybody here, like
Yeah.
we have a lot of XFAs right now. And when it comes to the XFA to live call up process, we are looking at account balances that are a little bit on the larger side. Um, and Giovanni is someone who kind of, flew under the radar. Again, 45 trading days in XFA before getting called up. Flew under the radar because they're kind of like a singles hitter, which while we love that, we've got to get better as a risk team about identifying these traders earlier on so we can get them called
Mm.
up to live sooner.
Why, Mick? Why earlier? Why earlier as opposed to later? Why wouldn't later be more beneficial for the trader and the firm?
Well, I mean, we want to call up the best traders to live. And
Yep.
I wouldn't, there's different ways to measure, the best trading. You could look at P&Ls, or you could look
Mm-hmm.
at something like consistent profitability. And it's the people that are consistently profitable, but just small profitability
Mm-hmm.
that, don't always pop up, like these people that have, multiple $1,000 winning days and stuff. So to identify these smaller traders is something we need to work on in our call up process.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's get. Hey,
Not a
Mick.
bit.
Let's get through the cards, and then I would like to talk to you about the XFA to live funded process because I know we get a lot of questions from that in the chat and from basically everybody. So let's get through these cards, and hopefully we can leave like I don't know 5 6 minutes left, 4 minutes left at the end of this segment, and we can talk about that process going from XFA to live funded because I think there's a lot there, and I'm not sure. We don't know if it's so much of an art or science or a mix of it. So let's get through these cards, and we can talk about XFA to live.
Sounds like a good game plan. All right, so
Cool. Giovanni.
gonna zip through them here. I really like a lot of stuff here. I'm happy he's in a 50K account because on his losing days, Andre, you can see of these 45 trading days, daily loss limit was hit a lot. So I like that he's got that $1,000 daily loss limit in this account size, protecting the downside. I always call these daily loss limits speed bumps.
Yep.
Had he been in a larger account, who knows what would be happening there. But, it's just he's done well. He's taken a few payouts, 2,000, 3,700. So
Mm.
while he's chipping away and not having big P&Ls, he's still taking nice, healthy amounts.
Mm.
But he's not one of those people that really needs to worry about maintaining his account balance because he's just consistently profitable. He's not having the big swings that I would say, hey, make sure you park aside, some money that you're not touching or taking withdrawals out of. He's kind of in a position where he doesn't need to have such a massive cushion with the $1,000 daily loss limit and how many of these winning days that he's having. But last thing I'll say, and this is all good stuff. There's really the only thing I noticed here is when he's down, I see him over trading a little bit, which has kind of inflated that total trades per day to 11.
Yep.
Typically, I mean, you're seeing 1 to 6 trades per day, which I like. So even though he's on a short time frame, which we see a lot of price bar overlap that could be confused with good trade opportunities, he's pretty selective. So I respect that a lot.
Mhm.
Watch the over trading. If you're down, be able to call a losing day. But again, that
Right.
$1,000 daily loss limits there as a speed bump and protection. For the sake of moving on, I think I've covered a lot with Giovanni. Really
Yes,
happy
you have.
for him. I think he's going to, do really well. If he keeps this up in a live account, he's going to be with us for a really long period of time.
Yes, I would agree. These numbers look really good. Average winner, 190. Average loser, 125. Trade small chips away. Mick, we've been saying this from day one. You've been saying it for the last 10 years. This is what Topstep's been looking for. These are the type of stats, the template, if you will, that's going to stick around. This is a game of longevity. It's not about making your 40K. You did cut off that trader earlier, like you said today. You probably did the trader a favor looking back on it, just hitting the 10 grand when it's all said and done. Uh, Traders like this, Giovanni, I don't think we would run into such an issue where we put up a $50,000 day and just watch it just, I don't want to say chip away. We kind of piss away 50 grand, 50 grand, or piss away at 50 grand. So I think you did the trader a favor. For everyone's watching, this is what Mick and the risk team are looking for, this type of template for sustained success. So I really like this. It's a really good example.
Yep.
If you guys
Andre,
notice, these are the type of
our,
examples. Sorry, go ahead, Mick.
no, I was just going to say, this is our Mark Grace of trading here. for any Cubs fan.
And
It's of
baseball
age.
fans. It is. That's dated. The most hits in the 1990s, for those that know. The most hits in the 1990s. Very true. Eddie will know that. Eddie will definitely know that one for sure. But yes, DeMar Grace. DeMar Grace had a hell of a career, made a lot of money. So,
Yes, he
yes, I really
did.
like
Yes, he
that.
did. All right,
All
let's
right, good
move
stuff.
on to Eric so we can talk about this XFA live call up process. Eric is one of our live traders, and his card is a bit of a shoulder tap as well as a shout out, though.
Okay.
Shoulder tap because he had a really, really rough start with some big losses early on. Day one, daily loss limit in the 150K. So $3,100 in losses there. Day two, lost $1,000. But they're on a 9-day winning streak. Actually, counting today, it's a 10-day streak for $2,200. So big losses early on, followed by a little bit of digging out of the hole, Andre. And I always have
Yep.
respect for people who dig themselves out of the hole by small profits as opposed to, oh shit, I lost 4 grand
Right.
my first 2 days of trading, I need to trade big and turn it around. No, Eric buckled down,
Yo.
made some adjustments, and he seems to be very content chipping away, getting this back with P&Ls anywhere from $83 to $370. And then today he's up
Beautiful.
500 for
Beautiful.
this nine or 10-day win streak that he's got.
Beautiful. Hell yes.
Yeah. And the thing I respect most, and this is where the shout out comes for Eric. Eric, if you're listening, I really like that you made adjustments after those first 2 days. Came into the live account, got smacked around a little bit. Andre, he started trading micros a little bit just to kind of
Hey, how
like,
about it? How
get
about
back,
it?
tiptoe back into the water, stick your toe in
Oh,
instead of he dove in head first, realized the water was cold, and then came back in with his tippy toe. So I really really like that. That's a hard thing for people to do, and it's definitely serving him well. I wanted to, give credit to Eric for that. I also wanted to talk about him to stress the importance of, and people probably hate hearing this, but like it's really important to start slow in the live account or any funded level account, whether it's an XFA or a live account. You don't need to really hit the ground running, get a feel for the landscape. Don't take any big losses early on because the psychological impact on someone who gets, kicked in the teeth on day one or day two or in the first few trading days, like it's hard to come back from that. And not a lot of
yes.
people have the discipline to scale the micros, trade smaller, and chip away because, they took two big steps backwards. And then, they're taking a bunch of little steps forward, which is fine. Again, digging themselves out of a hole here. And that's kind of my piece on Eric here. I really, really got a lot of respect for him digging out.
Quick question for you. That was awesome. So they went from minis to micros. Was that at the risk department's suggestion, or did they do that themselves?
They did it themselves, which I like.
Beautiful. Wow. 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 Very good. Taking that initiative themselves. All right, Mick, we got about 5 minutes left in the segment. We could time this out perfectly. Let's
Let's
get
do
to
it.
this XF. Let's get this XFA to live funded process. Okay. Tell us what you can. Don't give away all. You don't need to give away all the secrets. I don't know if it's so much art as it is science or science is art. Um, tell us what you can about this process and what are you guys looking for? You guys are looking for large account balances, I believe you said. I think you guys said maybe perhaps you're starting to look for it sooner in the process. So why don't you just walk us through in general, keep it high level. What do you guys do? What's that process look like?
It's the account balance is one lens we look through. So, I mean, overall, just say like, high level, we're looking to
Sure.
find the best trading activity or the best traders and get them out of the XFA, the sim account, and put them in the live account. If you're
Right.
consistently profitable, we want to have you competing in the live markets, not in a simulator. Our program's not designed to keep people in sim forever. We want traders to bring their own stuff, their own strategies, develop in a safe environment, trading combine, even the XFA. It's nice that, one of the perks of the XFA, it being a sim account, is you can take payouts from it. So that's really great too. But we just want to call the best of the best up. And, from time to time, you could have someone who's got, good stuff for a period of time. They're lights out trading and then, they fall into an old slump or the market state changes and you don't see that. I mean, there's
Mhm.
there's a lot of strategies that our traders bring to the marketplace. Strategies don't always work in different market environments, depending on what's going on out there.
Mhm.
So we're looking at we're looking at traders based off of account balances.
Gotcha.
That's an easy flag. Oh, someone's got a high account balance. Let's do a
Right.
deeper dive into their trading.
Gotcha.
And when we're
Gotcha.
looking at their trading, we're looking at everything. There's not a stone, I think, that we do not there isn't a stone that we don't uncover. So we're looking
Mhm.
at everything. We not only look at their current XFA that they're in, we might look at other trading combines that they have open. We're
Wow.
going to look at, is this someone who, resets on a regular basis? If you're a high
Interesting.
resetter, chances are something bad has happened in the past and could happen in the future. And,
Okay.
those might be people that everybody, gets the everybody gets the privilege of taking a reset. Some people treat those accounts better than others though. And, some people swing for the fences and reset regularly. Like, we don't view those people as people that are probably going to be able to last in a live account too long. So while we want to call up the best traders and the best profitability, we also want to call up people that we know are going to stay in the live account too.
Right.
So you know, trading activity in other accounts, their history here at TopStep. We will look and see, oh, was this trader, funded before? Were they in a live account before? How did that work out? Are they making any adjustments from what they used to do? I always like it when I see someone doing well in their account. And then I go back and look at past, trading accounts, funded level accounts, and I notice a big difference in their trading. I've actually been seeing it a
Huh.
lot lately, Andre. It's like really
Okay.
nice because it's those people are figuring out they're making changes, and I always love people who make changes and adapt, whether or not they recognize that they were doing something wrong and they've removed that from their trading, or they've just got a better insight or understanding of how to navigate these markets and profit. That's always fun. That's probably one of the most exciting pieces, and I know I've talked about a few of those people here
Sure.
where we've had a funded trader that I think I'm not going to name the name, but I know Hogue and I were on a while back talking about someone who'd been in our program so long, and I remember that they were struggling and they were doing a lot of things wrong. I talk about my areas for improvement, and they literally completely revamped what they were doing, and you know, they found some medium term success and
Right.
were able to take some payouts. That live account ended up getting closed, but I love seeing the changes. So we're looking at everything. We're looking at everything for the people that are the small singles hitters that jab, 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 take small bites out of the market. It's easy for us to catch those people when we're doing when we're looking at the payouts to make sure that everything's fine and
Got it.
dandy with the payouts, and we can approve our end of those payouts because that's what
Hmm.
kind of gets our eyes to these people that might not have the biggest balance, but I could say that someone who's got a $4,000 balance, I like their trading a heck of a lot more than someone who's got a $30,000 account
Yes, you
balance.
do. Mick, you've been saying this forever. Mick, you've been saying this. People listen. Speaking of people that have been listening, Metric Trades here in the chat says watching shoulder tap has helped me make changes for sure. Great advice to help us become real traders and not just focus on the profits. Mick, with that being said, super valuable information. I hope everyone in the chat, everyone watching around the globe here on Topstep TV did get value out of that. He's telling you, he's laying out the playbook for you guys how to go from XFA to live funded pro ball, as we like to say here. Mick, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate that, your insights, the shout outs, the shoulder taps, all of it, Mick. You are the man. We do have group coaching coming up next. The form is pinned to the top of the chat. Last call for group coaching. Mick, thank you so much for your time. We got group coaching coming up next. Thanks, Mick.